Hello everybody, my name is Joshua, and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Coffee, Cats, and King, where we will discuss books, both new and old. I will share with you pictures of my cats that will make you wish they were your cats, and I will drink enough tea for me and everybody watching. So yes, tea this time. In case you can't tell, I am suffering from a rather bad sinus infection at the moment, trying to fight that off. And as much as I want coffee, that is going to do some terrible things to my system. So for the next week or so, I'm on to tea. I wouldn't even actually be filming right now, but I told you guys that I would be uploading twice a week if possible, and I am kind of running out of week. So I need to get something going here. So first off, I will show off my mug of the day. This is a battery cup, one of those, you know, as it gets hot, the battery goes up to full and it'll slowly come back down as it cools down. And since I'm on tea today, I am drinking a traditional medicinals Gypsy Cold Care. Elderflower spice, and that is not going to focus. Okay, well, so I'm here today with a tag that I should have done a few months ago when I actually started, and did not. I neglected to, but I have been asked to do it now, so I thought I would. This is the Booktube Newbie Tag, and I was tagged in this by B over at B Reading. She is very new, just started up about a week or two ago. Really lovely girl. She's only got a couple videos up right now, but check out her content if you have not already, and just show her a little love, and you know, invite her in as you've invited me in. So with that though, as I said, I did not do the Booktube Newbie Tag when I started, but I'm going to go on and do that now. Oh, and this shirt, how awesome is that? Edgar Allan Poe mixed with the Crow, or in his case, the Raven. But yeah, so okay, 10 questions, 10 prompts on this one. Number one, why did you start this channel? Okay, so I've kind of talked about this before, but I have been watching booktube channels for a very long time and wanted to do it for a very long time, but just never worked up the courage to. I finally decided to start my channel, kind of at the insistence of my wife. She's been, you know, pushing me, trying to pressure me into it a little. She knew I would enjoy it, and aside from that, I knew I would enjoy it. I got some encouragement from a couple people that I've been watching for a long time, and so that really helped. And aside from that, much like many of the booktubers out there, I am looking to become a writer, looking to make a living off of this one of these days. And with that, I would love for you guys to be able to join me in this process, not just in the reading process, but in the writing process at some point. I intend to show off some of my work, some of my stories, get feedback from you guys. I would love for that to happen at some point in the future. But that's kind of why I joined. I love books. I love reading. I always have, always will. And I wanted to be with like-minded people. So that's why I joined. That's why I continue to post videos even when I'm sick. So, question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? So it's difficult to, you know, reinvent something that's been around this long now, to do something that hasn't been done. I intend to try. I have some ideas for videos that are a little more out there, things that I don't normally see on here that I would like to try. I'm trying to ease you guys into this and you know, do some things that are a little more normal in the meantime. But stick with me, because I'm telling you, at some point things are going to get a little weird. They're going to get a little crazy, a little scary, and I hope that you'll stick around and enjoy it. Question 3: what are you most excited for with this new channel? So pretty easy for me. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of these guys and ladies for a long time, and the most exciting thing for me was getting to talk with these people. You know, hearing their thoughts through their videos for all these years has been excellent. But now the fact that I get to have a conversation with them is just mind-blowing, you know? I mean, the first time that I started up a conversation with Alex the Bookubus or with Richard from Are You Into Horror, it was, I mean, you should have seen me. I was running around bothering my wife, you know, like I had just met a celebrity, because to me, I felt like I had. You know, there were these people that all of you guys have watched, I've watched for so long, and they were so knowledgeable and so exciting to watch, and now I'm getting to talk with them. So that was just the coolest thing in the world for me, and that is what I was most excited about. And what I'm still most excited about is to talk to them, to talk to you guys, and just make connections. That's what this is all about. So question number 4: why do you love reading? So, like most people, reading for me is an outlet. I started reading at a very young age. Did not have the easiest childhood. Most of us don't. But difficult stuff going on in life, and I needed the escape, and I found it in reading. I knew no matter what else was going on, I could pick up a book and immediately be entranced by the world of Narnia, or caught up in a murder mystery with Agatha Christie, or whatever it may be. And so that's just what it's always been. It's therapy to me. It's therapy. Yeah. Okay. Number 5. What book or series got you into reading? So again, I kind of talked about this in my That's So Old, Why Haven't I Read It Yet video, in that the first the first series of books that I picked up, I mean, I know I read stuff long before that, but the first series of books that really got me excited about writing, and I just devoured them and wanted more and wanted more, was the Goosebumps series. The original Goosebumps series from Mr. R.L. Stine. Most of you are familiar with it, even if you haven't read them. But the first time I picked up a Goosebumps book, I just thought, wow, this is amazing. Immediately, I wanted more. And just as importantly, I wanted to do this. And so it was not only the series that made me gravitate towards reading, as opposed to, you know, hanging out and playing with friends or whatever, but it also made me want to be a writer one day. I wanted to do what R.L. Stine had done for these kids, for me. And so I said, always going to have a special place in my heart for the Goosebumps series. Always. Question number 6. What are questions you would ask your favorite booktuber? Okay, so at this point I have bothered quite a few of you, or hopefully not actually bothered you, but maybe some of you. Most often I ask the same kind of questions anyone's going to ask. You know, what are your number one recommendations? What are the books that got you into reading? What are the books that you always recommend to someone if they want to try this series, or if you're trying to coax them into reading? But aside from that, I'm just curious about you guys on a personal level. I'm looking to make friendships here. We have this connection, this bond in regards to reading, in regards to literature, and that's excellent. And I think it is a wonderful starting place to build some friendships and build some relationships. So for me, I want to know about you guys in the same way that maybe you're curious about me. You know, that's really it. Okay, question number 7. What challenges do you think starting a new booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? So what are the hardest challenges to overcome for this? For me, I am an incredibly introverted person. I am not good in social settings whatsoever. I have a very strange voice. I also have a rather bad stuttering problem, which I'm sure you guys don't see much of because I edited it out, but that's why I tend to talk slower or talk very fast. I take pauses because it's the only way I can get over that stuttering. Aside from that, I am very hard to understand, and I'm just not a sociable person. I'm very awkward, but really the hardest part for me is just overcoming that fear that I'm gonna put this video on there and you guys are gonna laugh. And you know what, if you do laugh, really, why does it matter? I don't know you. I don't have to know you. If you laugh, fine, go on, find someone else, or keep laughing, give me the view, whatever. But it's still, it's a difficult thing, you know, for me. So that's the hardest part for me, is just the social aspect. And it's a detriment, but it's also a benefit in that I hope this is going to help me come out of that shell. So thank you guys in advance, because that's already happening. I can tell it's happening, and I appreciate it very much. Number 8. When did you start reading? So I started reading at a very young age. I don't know the exact age, but I know that I was reading well before a lot of people are. I attribute that to my wonderful mother, who read to me every day when I was still, you know, pea-sized in her belly. She read to me every day, and after giving birth to me, she read to me every day. And so, I mean, really, as soon as I was big enough to, you know, kind of sloppily handle a book, I started reading and loved it and never stopped. I'd say probably first or second grade is when I became the type of reader I am now, where I just always have multiple books on hand. I'm always in the middle of a couple different books, and from there, that's just always been my reading style. Can't help but read constantly. Number 9, where do you read? Okay, well, I have the Kindle app on my phone, and so I always have multiple books downloaded on there so that I am reading on the go. I read any chance I get. You know, I always have a paperback with me in some fashion as well. So if I have 5 minutes before we're going out somewhere, I will pick up a book and read a couple pages. If I am waiting for my wife to get out of the restroom so that I can go, I will read a couple pages, you know, and she's gonna hate me for saying that, but it's true. If I am in line at the grocery store, I'll pull out my phone and read a few pages. So where do I read? Everywhere. Probably some places I shouldn't, but everywhere, always. Yeah. And finally, question 10. What kind of books do you read? Okay. I will read just about anything. I focus mostly on horror, science fiction, fantasy. Those are kind of the big 3 for everyone, I think. But I will read anything. I will read memoirs. I will read comedy. I will read the occasional romance. Not much, but I'll read it. I'll give it a try. I'll read thrillers and mysteries and all that. I'm not a picky reader in that regard. I will give anything a try at least a couple times. Most of my reading, though, horror, science fiction, fantasy, horror above all that, then probably fantasy, science fiction, somewhere tied with each other. So, but yeah, so that is, those are the 10 questions for the Booktube Newbie Tag. I want to thank Miss B over at B Reading once again for tagging me in this. Again, if you haven't checked out her channel yet, please do so. She's a cool lady, and I think she is going to. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun talking with her on here. She's got, like I said, she has a very interesting style, a lot of humor to her to her videos, and I'm excited to see what she does. I will actually have my next video up after this, a day or two following, because I will get those 2 videos this week, as I promised. And again, thank you for, you know, sticking with me, even though I'm kind of sick and probably not sounding the best right now. Thank you so much. You guys have been wonderful, and I cannot wait to see what else comes in the future. Cheers.